Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Anjali and
Chad
from the Dusty Hive, where the Hamiltons help you tell the story of your home. And we have been busy over here. Actually, Chad's been really busy. I just kind of came out and helped him a little bit last night, do some final tweaking and all. But we've been busy doing a remodel on our little cabin on wheels. I know some of you follow us on Instagram at the Little Cabin on Wheels, and you kind of know that we've been working on this for some time and all, but today we're going to share a little bit about what we've been doing. But before we do that, I want to know if there are any other outdoor adventurers that are joining us. If you are an outdoor adventurer, just drop us a thumbs up and let us know that we have other outdoor adventurers joining us this morning. And I also want to thank y'all for joining us and just ask you to please like this post if you like it, and if you're here for the first time, go like our page, because we try to share a little bit every day, just helping you to just grow your family and your family story, you know, to just leave a great legacy. And so today we are going to do our remodel reveal, and Chad's going to kind of take it over from here, and so I'm going to turn the camera around and let him do his thing. Oh, and if you have any questions, you can drop them here. We'll try and answer them live, but if we miss it, we'll come back and we'll answer it later. So here we go. All right.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing this morning? The last time you saw this camper, if you've been following us on Instagram or any of our build out with this, about a year ago we finished it. It took 6 months to build it on my weekends and evenings after work, and we've been out in it a couple of times. We've been to the Smoky Mountains, and if you all follow Instagram, you'll see kind of what we dealt with there with trees and high winds. Actually, we were in a 90-mile-an-hour windstorm and didn't even know it. So we know it's solid. It survived that, and it was fine. So we know it's sturdy and strong. So it looks different than it did last time. And if you take a step back, and you'll see we have a different color of stain on the wood, and we painted the trim. And a little story there. The original product that we had on it, because originally it was natural, it was just going to be cypress, because it's all cypress on the outside. So the product we put on it, I didn't know it was a two-step product, and the people that sold it to us told us it was a one-step product, that it would seal the wood and had UV protection. Well, apparently it did not have that. So we went back and got the same product as a replacement, because they did replace it at their fault. But the new product, I had to go darker, because what happened was it molded and it started peeling off. So I had to clean it and clean all that blotchiness off. But I had to go darker to cover some of that up and to redo the finish and to make it, you know, new finish.
We much preferred it the other way.
We much preferred it natural, but things happen and you just kind of go with the flow and move on. So now you see this color, and the trim is actually paint, but the siding is still a stain. It's called a semi-solid stain, which it almost looks like paint from a distance. And so that got all recoated. And that actually kind of sparked the beginning of the remodel phase. And after being out in it a couple of times, we noticed that the inside wasn't very efficient. It was too hard and took too long to get ready for bed and to tear down beds in the mornings and get it ready for daytime use. So I did a remodel on the inside. We redid some plumbing. I redid the water heater. So there's been some tweaking going on in the interim. Outside here, you'll see in the shed, I made the shed come out a little further, and now you'll see my hinges. These doors hinge, and I forgot my key, and I would open it, but my key's inside. But inside, you've got the, like if you saw it before, you had the water heater inside and all the other stuff on the storage and stuff inside the shed.
That's where you store the like the piping and all for whenever we do hookups.
Yes.
And everything, all that.
Yes, it's all inside. All this is basically outside storage, water lines, sewer hookups, anything for camping that's outside pretty much is stored in here. Hoses and jack stands and all that kind of stuff.
You're telling them about the jack stand?
Yeah, we redid the jacks. We actually upgraded to this 5,000 pound jack. It was easier to operate. This jack here is real easy. You just put a fitting on your drill and it cranks those up and down real fast. Opposed to we had a different method on the other jacks and it wasn't very efficient, so we upgraded to these on all four corners. So you could actually pick up the whole trailer with those jacks and it wouldn't, you know. We had the other ones in the windstorm, so we knew those were strong, but these are actually even stronger. So that's pretty much it on the outside. The roof stayed the same, all that other side stayed the same. So on the outside, that was what went on the outside. And come on inside.
I'm gonna leave the door open just for some more light.
All right, y'all. This, you probably notice, this is a big change right here from what it was before. In the kitchen area right here to your right, we'll kind of start right here. This was existing. The countertop was here. The window was there. So I added this cabinet here because I took out the plastic storage drawers that were there, and the refrigerator was there. And we'll get to where that's at in a few minutes. So we added a little drawer here. We left the curtain just to hide the plumbing because if we keep, not like we have to go very far, if we keep going this way, you'll see the bed's going to come out. So we had to keep this kind of clear here so the bed can come out. So before we had the benches and all, so the benches were removed, all that heavy plywood was removed. So we added these two cabinets here on the sides that are inside the wheel wells, and our little couch area right here. We do is this slides out at nighttime, and it locks in between the cabinet here and here. And then there'll be a ladder here, and the girls will climb up, and I have the two air beds that just tuck in on top of each other, and they have their own cabinet up at the top there, and then each side, each one have their own cabinet.
Tell everyone what size the trailer is in case.
So this trailer is 12 by 6. And I built over the wheel wells. So the outside to outside is basically 8 feet wide because I built, if you turn your TV, it doesn't look any different than what it did before. The TV's still there. And all this area is different, but inside the bathroom it has changed some. And what we do is we just kind of tuck this up here.
And we used a curtain for the purpose of...
Yeah, the door, if I put a door here, we were worried that the door would always be in the way. And the wall really isn't thick. It's only 1.5 inches wide or thick. So we didn't want a door for that purpose, to just keep the inside kind of, you know, tidy and not...
And it cuts down on the weight as well.
Yeah, weight is always the challenge with building a camper. Weight is #1 factor. So inside, if you come on this side, now in the bathroom, this is the big change right here in the bathroom. So we moved the refrigerator in here. In hindsight, we would have bought a bigger refrigerator, so it could be changed to a bigger refrigerator. And you got a little storage on each side, and you could put a shelf there. We didn't do that just so we could have some storage on top. And then we have our cabinet here. So,
we're going to use that like as a linen closet.
Right, have linens and just all your bathroom needs go in this cabinet. And then what we did with the porta potty is we moved it to the shower, which really, being portable, you can put it anywhere you want. Anywhere. You could here, you could leave it there. So when you're showering, we just remove it, take our showers, and then put it back. So the shower, you haven't seen that. I added a mixing valve because before, and I had on and off on the shower. So now we have our hot and cold controls here where you can control that. And our water heater, which I mentioned earlier, is all electric now. We went to a small, like a 4-gallon small tank on demand, pretty much. But
we don't. Another thing that some people have asked is we don't cook on the inside. We have an outdoor kitchen that we set up.
Right, and when we're traveling, the outside kitchen will sit inside on the floor here, and we'll have our tent and stuff here. Because when we get where we're going, we're immediately going to take it out and set it up outside. So it just when we're traveling, it's inside. And then when we get there, everything goes out to get set up at a kitchen. So if anybody's a camper, you know that there's always stuff outside. There's a tent, there's a table, and all of that. So there's no room really to cook in.
That's part of the great outdoors too, is cooking outside. Enjoying the outdoors.
So the kitchen's mobile at this point. And I could integrate a kitchen on the outside of the structure because that's the other reveal today is we're launching into building these tiny houses and little campers on wheels, hopefully as a full-time venture one day. But right now, we're in the planning stages of that. We're planning our next build. This build is actually going to go up for sale, and is for sale now. This camper is ready to go as is. It's ready for somebody to come pick it up and take it home.
And tell everybody how many people it sleeps.
This sleeps 4 comfortably. You probably could squeeze another person in if you had to, but 2 adults on a queen size bed, and then up at the top you have pretty much room for another full size bed up here, but we use 2 inflatable mattresses for the kiddos. But if you had, a bigger mattress up at the top that, stack, you could put a little bit bigger bed at the top. So you could sleep an adult at the top if you had to. I've been up there with it all the way open, and it does hold an adult. I don't know if I'd want to sleep up there, but it's really meant for kids. So 2 adults, 2 kids, or 4 adults. It can be configured to fit more, but you would lose more. You would lose the kitchen, this sink area, and part of my criteria on building little campers is it's got to have a shower, it's got to have hot water, it's got to have air conditioning, and it's got to have a toilet. If it doesn't have that, I ain't going in it. And probably most of you aren't either. But those of you that like to primitive camp, you can even get these down to where it's basically a shell with an air conditioner just to sleep in. If you do primitive out in the woods and no facilities, no hookups. But this does full hookups, 30 amp electrical hookup, sewer hookup for the sink and the shower. It has a 21 gallon holding tank, and you connect your sewer line straight to that. There's no black water tank because we have porta potty, and that gets into a lot more plumbing and other things that you have to deal with on black water. But so this is fully hooked, water hookup, electrical, sewer. So whenever we camp and we're looking for a site that has full hookups, and this will do it. So if anybody is interested in a 12x6 camper, or bigger or smaller, a teardrop camper, any kind of camper, because our heart is to cater to the crowd that wants to camp but can't afford to go buy an RV or some big camper and doesn't want to pull a pop-up camper, because we looked at that and we ended up building this instead of buying a pop-up camper. So, and not everybody has a big truck, so we can build it lighter. That's the next build, is going to be probably a lighter build to get the weight down so we can tow it better for better gas mileage. But this dry weight here is 3,200 pounds dry, so you can still pull it with a small truck or a large SUV. We'll pull this with a 3,500 pound towing capacity on your vehicle. We'll tow this. So it's ready to go, and we're ready for the next build. And if y'all want to contact us and reach out to us at the Dusty Hive, you can send it to our email at the Dusty Hive page, or you can contact me directly on my cell phone. Is the best way. We haven't got the new website up yet, but that is in the works. So my number is 985-634-1249, and you can reach out to me directly. And that's about all I have today, y'all.
We just want to thank y'all for joining us today, and we're actually looking forward to taking this out, like maybe
soon.
It's kind of getting really hot right now, and so we're kind of trying to play it by ear. And it's always a little cooler when you go out of South Louisiana.
But if somebody's interested in buying it, we're ready to start the next build, and we would love to see it go to another family. Really, we're telling the story of your home, and if you're like us and you like to adventure and camp, we would love to share our creation with you, and just, it's really a blessing for others, and we would love to do that for you.
And so by the way, he designed this and built it all himself. So if you have something in mind, he can work with you to design, your dream as well. And so we're going to go for now, and we're going to say bye from the Dusty Hive, where the Hamiltons help you tell the story of your home. Y'all have a great day.